Yo, what's going on everyone? Bill here, Classic Rock and Metal Review. Time for a little bootleg preview for 2026. These are some of the titles you might be seeing me review coming up soon. There's one that's I'm going to review for sure. The other one I'm suspecting I'll want to talk about in depth. But anyway, these are 14 titles that I either got sort of late last 2025 in the summer actually. Some of these might be back to, I'm not even sure. A couple of them I got maybe in the fall, and then a couple more recently in the last few weeks. Anyway, it's some good stuff, all right? So let's get to it. I'm still sipping on some Trader Joe's Mango. 100% juice. I love their stuff. I'm trying to eat a little better and so forth this year. Let's see. I mean, I'm not horrible. My diet's not bad to begin with, but trying to up the game a little bit. All different little ways, okay? Man, there's some scary YouTube videos out there. Not scary, they're informational. And man, there's a lot of garbage. And I already knew that, but it's worse than I thought. Food in this country. It's pathetic. Anyway, enough soapbox moment with your diet. Let's get to, I think it's 14 titles here I picked up. You know, I thought my last bootleg order was August of 25, but I think I snuck another one in there at some point, and then I know I had another one a couple weeks ago. So anyway, some of these actually might have been, I might have shown you from earlier in the year. They're just up on my shelf in the I still haven't listened to this shit section of the wall back there. All right, so first of all, these first few I might have shown you before. Blue Oyster Cult Live in the West. All right, 1975. Man, that's a damn good time to be a Blue Oyster Cult listener, for sure. Got the first 3 albums under the belt at that point. And this is a nice combination of different cities, all radio broadcast, pro soundboard stuff, all right? But 2 CDs, I believe. Stereo Soundboard Zodiac, Live in the West 75. And I love that back cover. So often it's just the titles at the top. Look at this, they went through the trouble of putting it in that book like that. That looks killer, all right? You can't go wrong with 75 Blue Oyster Cult. Like I said, I might have shown you that before. It would be going back to maybe even late 24, I don't know. One of the ones I never got to in 25. And of course, the cool numbered sticker there. What are we? 141. Does it matter? No. Next up, this is just a cheap version of, I think it's a silver press. Some Hall & Oates. This show being Saratoga, New York, 1977. So this was a sort of, I don't know if it was used or just a, sale kind of job. 2 CDs, these being CDRs, but I think I got this for $5. I'm not saying no to that. $10 and half off. So let's rip this open a little bit. I'm going to see what's on. I loved early Hall & Oates. 77's where they start losing me. I'm not into those late 70s albums as much. I'd like to be. It just hasn't happened. As William Shatner once said, hasn't happened yet. And that's the material. Okay, so yeah, they still got a decent amount of older stuff, but now we're creeping into the mid 70s and they're starting to back together again. Can't Stop the Music, that's cool. Do What You Want, Be What You Are, that's a killer. Lady Rain, now we're talking. Early stuff. Fallen. Chamelea's awesome. You're Much Too Soon's great. Oh, this looks like a damn good show. All right, Abandoned Luncheonette, title track. Right up my alley. All right, Saratoga 77, Hall & Oates. Nice double CDR there, but it was a cheap pickup. But yes, this is annoying. I know, guys. I pointed just towards Boots and you can't stand these CDRs. No title on the side. I know, it really sucks. You got to get creative. A lot of times I'll fold these bootlegs into the regular album from the era, but in this case, it's not just one CD. I can't just throw the double CD case for the album of the era and put the disc in there because it's its own title and it's taking up 2 CDs, but something to figure out for later on. All right, I think I might have showed you this before. Donald Fagen, 2006, Massey Hall in Toronto. 2 CDs on this one. No brand, or no label rather. Soundboard show. I still haven't heard this guy. 2006. Cool Steely Dan / solo show. All right, New Frontier, that looks cool. Black Cow, Home at Last, Snowbound. I like Kamakiriad a lot, so hopefully there's more stuff on there. Let's see. What else am I doing right now? Pretzel Logic. All right, IGY, FM. All right, some cool stuff. And it's a solo show, not a Steely Dan. So that should be cool. About time I get my ass in gear and check that out. All right, some Chicago. I'm a big fan. They're in my top 10. Live in Munich, 77. Pretty sure I showed you this before. Yeah, it's been sitting there this long. Like a year and a half, adding to the backlog. And it's not a long one or anything. 8 songs if you count the solo. All right, so Chicago 77, Munich, I still need to check that one out. That one being on the Vintage Masters label, their Soundboard label. The soundboards can be up and down, though, various soundboard quality on that. Now, this one I gave a listen to, but one listen doesn't count for me. I need to do at least 2 listens. Something I learned early on in my listening career was to always make sure you listen to something at least 2 times. I don't know. I had a handful of records I wrote off after one listen. This is going back to when I was 12, 13, whatever. And they'd sit there for a year. I'd go back to them and be like, what the hell was I thinking? Thinking this wasn't that good. So always 2 listens for me before I judge anything. I can't trust my first instinct necessarily. Outlaw, driven Southern rock. It's from the record plant in LA, 1976. Like all 3 or 4 record plant recordings I got from this era, this also sounds excellent. Great recordings came out of that place. So I need to go back to this for another listen. It's really good. And I just don't remember how good. It's been a couple months. So that one I haven't shown you yet. Okay. Rated the sort of bargain bin. Now here's one I'm going to be reviewing coming up. Another Vintage Masters title. Chicago, live at Bradley University, 1970. Single CDR. Okay. Nice little 55-ish or minutes show. It's thereabouts. All right. Cool one. We'll get to more about that coming up soon. Here you go. Complete early tracks from Iron Maiden. Now this might be 2 CDs if I remember right. Is it? Yeah. Rare tracks in studio on disc 1, rare tracks on stage on disc 2. All early year stuff with Paul Di'Anno. All right. Okay. EP, made in Japan, US press version, BBC archive. EP, live, 1 versions, whatever that means. Single, sanctuary versions. All kinds of goodies on this thing. This is cool for sure. Gotta have some media. Got a bunch of Floyd titles. All out of the bargain bin. These were kind of cheap, man. You know, my money's been tight. You go to Disney World, you better save money in other areas that you're spending, right? We did. It was mostly Universal, actually. Early November, we hit Universal. All 3 parks. Water park's awesome. And Disney. You had to do Disney when you're down there, right? Yeah. Blowing my budget out the roof. So I was bottom feeding on the bootleg market the last couple months. But I got a Pink Floyd Saucerful of Secrets mono version. It's in like a digipack. Okay, kind of cool. I don't think I actually own this regular CD. This is one of those that I had taped off someone back in the 80s and still somehow managed to never get the damn regular album. So this is kind of my regular album now for Saucerful. As you can see, I haven't heard it yet. And a bunch of bonus tracks, also mono versions of singles. Kind of cool, all right? Now, yeah, I have all these songs in one other form or another, but still kind of a decent little pickup. I think, get to that, tell you all about it. Now, I don't know if I listened to this one, but there's another Floyd coming up too. Pink Floyd Lion, are we Italy or no, France, sorry. 1971, okay, on this little CDR. And we're at the Palais des Sports, Lyon, France, short show. What do we got here? Soundboard, of course. That's all I really buy, guys. Okay, I'm just kind of a soundboard guy. These days we can pick and choose. I don't really need to go audience when there's soundboard stuff for pretty much every year by almost every band. I don't think I got to this one, or maybe I did. Let's tear this one off too. This nonsense out of the way. Get to the point here. But this one, kind of cool looking. I know it's just a CDR, but I got it for like under $5. So I went with this little show. Not a full show, as you can see, 4 songs. But I did get to this one, Room 68, Pink Floyd. All right, and man, it started out with such promise. Okay, the first song, the first version on here of Astronomy is phenomenal and just really crisp and clean and in studio, you know, like radio broadcast kind of live in studio. And it's excellent, but then things get a little, I don't know, I don't want to say sloppy, but just not extraordinary. Set the controls, and then an Interstellar Overdrive. They're okay, all right. But man, when that Astronomy version is just awesome. So kind of worth the price of admission for under $5 just for that one. But the other versions weren't anything to write home about. Still kind of cool. Haven't got to these next 4, and these are all absolutely new. A Reunion Night, Santana. 1988 show, and let's see, where are we? The Sunrise Music Theater, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, November of '88, Reunion Night. So what's going on? What the hell's the deal? 20th anniversary reunion tour. Carlos, Alfonso Johnson, Michael Shreve on drums, Chester Thompson drums, Greg Riley keyboards and vocals. That's cool. Jose something or other on percussion, Armando something or other on percussion, okay? But kind of a cool pickup, stereo soundboard. Yeah, that'll be fun to check out. All right. Another soundboard. This is another 2 CD job. Gillan, 1981. All right, what's the title on this thing? Germany, 1981 soundboard. 2 different shows. Can't read it in this ambiance of lighting here going on, but they're just, I think, a couple days apart, these 2 shows. Set list's almost the same. Shades is the label there, as you can see. 2 CDRs, and got this for like $7. I don't have any Gillan regular studio amps, but I'll jump in, cart in front of the horse again, with some Gillan concert material before I get to his catalog. Now, here's a cool one. Now, this is online. The only way I've seen it other than what I'm about to show you. Kiss, The Elder, Frankenstein sort of remix, remaster, whatever you want to call it. He actually, I think, added some of his own instrumentation and such, vocals, background vocals. He's a musician, so he tweaked it himself. That's my understanding. Could be wrong, but I think that's what he did with this. And this is A World Without Heroes by Kiss. Elder Redux. Really just a cool, I think, turns it into a double album, and as he puts it, makes it the sort of huge production that I think Kiss had originally intended. Now, of course, that's open to interpretation, but you get the gist. It's on YouTube. It's on there. I don't have YouTube Premium, so when I try to listen to this thing on YouTube, it's 100 commercials. So I just wanted the CDs. They're just CDRs, but I got them cheap enough, 2 CDRs. It was $7 or something like that. So this will be fun to listen to, the full expanded version, expanded plus version of The Elder Redux. And then this is kind of a can't miss. I know a lot of you guys already have this, probably already heard it. But I can't wait to check this one out because this is my favorite year with Kiss. And that would be Detroit 75 soundboard, 2 CDs, show that got recorded as part of a live. I'm not an Alive fan because of that fake audience shit in the background. So hearing a real just basic soundboard without all the added crowd noise, all right, just a regular concert. This should be, hopefully, I'm hoping, this is my favorite Kiss concert of all time. It might be. Looking at that set list, knowing it's from 75, they're headlining at this point, because I love Tulsa 75. That's one of my favorite shows ever. But this might even be, hopefully, this has the potential to beat it. So let's check it out. Little sticker there, right? 105. How have only 100 people bought this? I don't know. Deserves better than that, I think. Guys, there you go. Little bootleg preview for 2026. That's just for starters. And, man, I want to say I have more shit on the way, but I don't. I never placed that last order. That's all right, as you can see. I'm kind of good. All right, these are just the things I haven't heard yet, or at best heard once. All right, other than that, Chicago. I did hear that a few times. That'll be a review coming up. Guys, everyone, See you soon. Cheers. Catch us.